Hey everyone, it's the Mindless One with Mindless Fun. Just wanted to stop in before the video started to let everybody know this is, for the most part, a labor of love. Nobody's commissioned me to make this here. I wanted to make this here for my peeps who play the Rime of the Frost Maiden with me here. This is going out to Laud and Omnia here who play Veek and Donut respectively. Now, that being said, they are in poses, and you may even catch glimpses of poses here from, I say they, the two of the characters are in poses that are posed or made a pose by the Ginyu Force from Dragon Ball Z. Now, that being said, don't own those poses, don't own those characters, it's just for fun. Now, with that said, I'll go ahead and let the video play. And first up, we have Veek the Ear. At least I believe that's the correct pronunciation. I'm sure the player will correct me as I blunder through the naming conventions. But with that, Veek is quite honestly one of the most outrageously proficient bards at BSing their way through life. I love it. I absolutely love it. With that being said, we just recently found out that Veek is not, I repeat, not a tabaxi. They're a shapeshifter. And moreover, a lot of the power dynamic that she once had within the group has shifted just slightly. And I say she. We don't know precisely what gender the Veek actually identifies as. They usually present female here, so that is what we are referring to Veek as at the time being here. But technically speaking, we don't know what they are, at least in-game. This is something that the group still needs to hash out here, still needs to go over with Veek at some point here, but we've been pretty busy trying to stop absolute bedlam from happening. Then again, what's a little bedlam between friends? Now, what you're seeing me do right now is starting to line everything. And as soon as I get the lining done here, you're going to see the pixelation go away. We'll get all of the coloring and whatnot done almost immediately following that. So bear with me. It's kind of a bit of a slog here, and you'll notice I didn't include a tail for this particular character at the moment here. That will come in later on down the line here, because I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I forgot the tail. And for anybody wondering here, yes, I would imagine that Veek does indeed wear pants, mostly because it's cold up in the Dales. It's ridiculously cold up in the Dales, so pants is a must. Especially since that fur may not actually be fur. It's more than likely just an illusion of some sort. So, yeah. We definitely don't want to have a freezing kitty on our hands here. Now, what you're seeing right now, that is not coloring. This is me working the shadows on the character, and I'm not gonna lie. This particular character absolutely enraged me when it came to the shadow on the fur, because it was like, it's not getting just right here. And I had to go in, and I had to darken it, lighten it in some areas here. It was just a pain. It was a pain. Next is Donut. For a sorcerer, this Warforged, for lack of a better term, is an absolute beast when it comes to spellcraft and overall just getting us into trouble. I love that. Personally, above game, I love that about Donut. We get into way more situations because Donut is very blunt. Donut is very... I have no idea what else he could possibly be here. He's blunt, direct, and makes no qualms about getting to the meat of the problem here. But this also does tend to rub the NPCs the wrong way, especially if they rub the wrong NPCs the wrong way, then we get into trouble, which, again, thankfully, because my character is the way he is, will favor the direct approach, though will not like to face the repercussions afterwards. Suffice to say, we've learned that his younger brothers are currently out and about in the world. One in particular tried to take over his mind. That younger brother happens to be the current speaker of, I believe it was Ashbourne. And Ashbourne is currently under a essentially martial law. But that's for those of you to get caught back up with here. But otherwise here, Donut was actually pretty simple to do here, pretty simple, because he's mostly just geometric shapes, and very, very wide arms and tiny legs. So, here he is, in all his wondrous, donut-y glory. Admittedly, I had made this character just before I heard about the Morbius movie. The name just kind of flowed off the tongue, and I liked it enough that I went with it. Unfortunately, now that I've put it out into the ether, the rest of the gang here for Rime of the Frost Maiden really liked the idea of saying it's Morving time, which, admittedly, I am shocked, appalled, and embarrassed every time they say that, because it's hilarious, and I really wish I would have come up with it myself. And I adamantly hate the fact that I didn't actually come up with it myself. But it is what it is. For those of you who didn't notice, Donut is currently in the pose that Jace has in Dragon Ball Z, whereas Morbius is currently in Raccoon's pose. And I cut it out beforehand here, but I basically used those as a reference. Had to readjust for actual body types since I'm not actually doing the ridiculously well-pronounced muscles of Akira Toriyama. Now, that's not to say that I can't do that. It's more to say that it really wouldn't fit what I'm doing here. But Morbius, if you'll notice here, he currently has a blackened out eye with some what looks like crackle or cracking around his eye. This actually is a result of him dying. What? He got better. So yeah, Morbius died. And as he came back here and focused on that eye originally here, he got a glimpse of a dragonborn, an elf, and a half-elf combating something. Now, that being the case, he doesn't know who these are, but for us player characters. This is a throwback to our characters from Odyssey of the Dragon Lords campaign here, our Odyssey of the Dragon Lords campaigns, where we were the Undying, the legendary Undying party. And unfortunately, we don't know what happened to them, but we'll find out. Morvius is another one that had some light colors in him that was a little bit difficult for me to nail down, just because the shadow was going to be really wonky and all over the place here. So I had to go in, make sure that it was darkened just enough so that it would not blend in with the regular color. Now, I honestly thought it came out well. It does seem to take a little bit of time to get things just right, but overall, it really did. It came out really nice for a pose that really just kind of is not natural for a smaller body type here. And again, Akira Toriyama is quite literally a genius when it came to these poses. I don't know what his inspiration was here. I haven't really done too much research on it. I'm pretty sure one of you in the comments might actually tell me if you actually feel the need to actually comment. But yeah, let me know what you all think about these three characters here going into the the finale, I guess you could say here. In the comments, just let me know what you thought here. Let me know what I could do to improve. But other than that, I'm going to finish up here with the highlights on Morvius, and then we're going to go straight into the finale, which is me assembling all of the poses together on a stage. And I do hope you all enjoyed this video.